Welcome to a deep dive, everyone. This one's taking us straight into the pages of The Name of the Rose, Umberto Eco's brainy thriller.
A thriller, yeah, but set in a 14th century Italian monastery. Talk about an unusual backdrop.
Right. It's 1327, a time when the church is practically splitting at the seams, and into this powder keg walks William of Baskerville.
Our main man, William. He's a Franciscan friar, but not the quiet, praying kind. More like a medieval Sherlock. Sharp as a tack.
Exactly. And he's got his hands full because, wouldn't you know it, a monk turns up dead under some seriously fishy circumstances.
And the fact that William is a Franciscan is important here, right? I mean, these guys, especially the spiritual Franciscans, they wanted the church to be dirt poor.
They walk the walk, those Franciscans. Simple life, no fancy cathedrals or golden chalices.
Which, as you can imagine, didn't exactly make them popular with the higher-ups in the church, who'd gotten pretty used to their comfortable lifestyle.
So, yeah, there's already tension brewing before the body count even starts. And this abbey, where it all goes down isolated, built like a fortress, it just screams secrets.
And at the heart of it all, literally and figuratively, is the library. Now, this isn't your local branch, okay? This library is a treasure trove of knowledge, power, and danger.
It's a maze in there, right?
Absolutely, a labyrinth. And each room, packed with texts that could rock the very foundations of the church.
Talk about forbidden knowledge.
Controlled, of course, by the blind librarian Jorge. A fascinating character, that Jorge. He guards the knowledge, but fears it too.
Ironic in a way. But speaking of forbidden knowledge, isn't there a certain book at the center of this whole mystery? What's so dangerous about it that people are willing to kill to keep it under wraps?
This is no ordinary book. It's the lost second half of Aristotle's Poetics. And get this, it's all about laughter.
Laughter. Wait.
Yeah.
How does that become a life or death secret in a monastery?
You see, to Jorge, laughter represents chaos. And chaos, my friend, is the enemy of order, the enemy of control. The church thrived on control.
So this isn't just a missing bookcase. It's about the power of ideas to shake things up.
Exactly. And as the murders stack up, it's clear someone is desperate to keep those ideas buried. That's where the real investigation, the quest for truth, begins. And trust me, it's a wild ride.
So we're hot on the trail of this killer, but Eco's got bigger fish to fry, right? He's using this whole murder mystery thing to really dig into these big ideas about knowledge, who controls it, who tries to bury it.
And the library itself, it's practically a character in the story, wouldn't you say?
Total maze. Just like those research rabbit holes we fall down these days. Start with a simple question and boom, you're 3 hours deep in medieval manuscript studies.
And just like in that library, some doors are best left closed, right?
Some knowledge can be dangerous, definitely, especially if it shakes up your worldview. But William, he's not afraid of a little danger. He's like a bloodhound on the scent of truth.
Sniffing out clues, observing the other monks, trying to crack the code of this library.
And speaking of cracking codes, I've got to ask about that scene with Adso, William's apprentice, and that peasant girl in the library.
Oh, you mean where things get a little, shall we say, less theological?
Right. I mean, even surrounded by all these heavy ideas, human nature finds a way.
It's a reminder that no matter how serious things get, we're still wired for connection, for a little excitement.
And hey, maybe even a little danger.
Speaking of danger, things get pretty intense for William and Adso as they get closer to the truth. That's how they end up at the Finis Africa.
Finis Africa sounds ominous, doesn't it? Like the edge of the world.
It's the most remote section of the library, literally and figuratively, the furthest reaches of acceptable thought.
And that's where they find it, the truth behind the murders, the controversial book, everything.
But getting there, phew, talk about a test of William's intellect.
He's got to decipher clues, navigate this crazy library layout, and ultimately he comes face to face with Jorge.
And that confrontation, oh man, it's electric. It's not just about a book, you know?
It's way bigger than that.
It's reason versus blind faith. The urge to control knowledge going head to head with the need to set it free.
And when that fire erupts, engulfing the whole library, it's heartbreaking, like watching something precious and irreplaceable just vanish. Man, that image of the library going up in flames, it's seared into my brain. All those books, all that history, just gone.
Makes you wonder, what was Jorge thinking? Was it really just about protecting that one book? Or was he trying to put knowledge itself back in the bottle?
Trying to hold back the tide, yeah. Ironic, really. A librarian who destroys the very thing he dedicated his life to.
It's a contradiction, for sure, but I guess in his mind he was protecting the world from dangerous ideas. Imagine thinking knowledge is something that needs to be contained, controlled.
Chilling. and scarily relevant, right? I mean, we still see censorship attempts to control the narrative. But even after the fire, after all that loss, the question lingers, doesn't it? What survives? The library's gone, the book is ash, William's quest ends in tragedy. What's left when knowledge seems to disappear?
There's a line in the book that gets to the heart of it. The rose of old remains only in its name. We possess naked names. It's a reminder that knowledge is fragile, but the act of seeking it, of wrestling with ideas, that leaves its mark.
Like a ghost of the original, maybe. Even when a book is gone, the ideas can live on, right? They might transform, get reinterpreted, but they're never truly erased.
The power of ideas, right? They grab you, make you question, push you to understand, even in the face of loss, even when it seems like darkness has won out. That human need to know, to seek truth, it's a powerful thing.
The name of the rose throws a lot at you, that's for sure. Knowledge, power, faith, reason. It's a story that stays with you.
It makes you want to dig deeper, to peel back the layers.
It's a reminder that there are always more questions to ask, more to uncover. So there you have it, a deep dive into Umberto Eco's world of monks and mysteries and the enduring power of ideas.
Hopefully this has sparked your own curiosity to explore further, to find your own meaning in this incredible story.
Because like that labyrinthine library, there's always something new to discover. Until next time, keep your minds open and those questions coming.